All right, and for those of you who just entered recently, we're going to get started. This is the 4:30 Introductory Performance Seminar class. You guys can turn on your original sounds and also your video just to get everything organized here. We are just taking attendance at the moment. Welcome in, Grace. Welcome in, is Ashrita here? Ashrita's here. Welcome in. Ella. Ella, welcome in. Oliver Chen, welcome in. Oliver Yu. I'm guessing that's the other. Oh, I see you. No, you got two Olivers. Three Olivers actually today. Maybe there's a second camera. Okay. And Andrew Vu is here. So Joseph, you may not be in my class today. Um you might be in the S2, S3 performance seminar.
Oh, I just went to the link that the email sent. So.
Oh, okay. I mean, you're just not in my attendance, so maybe you're in the 6 o'clock class.
It says 4:30 to 5. I don't know.
Let's check here. I can go in the back end and check. All right, let me look you up here. Maybe you got the wrong link somehow. Joseph. Okay. Let's see. Performance is August 9 at 6 p.m. Right?
I don't have any link for that.
Let's see. Oh, so that is going to be not in my room, but it's going to be in 886. So there's the link right there. I can give it to you now. It's just the 886 room. Yeah, and typically, I think you are in mid stage two at this point, right? So usually mid stage two goes to 886. But here's the link, just so you have it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. It's all right. Okay, let me come back to our class here. Otherwise, everyone's here. We can get started. So we got 6 performers today. Let's go ahead and get started. And first up today is Oliver Chen, our earliest stage student. So let me pass over to Oliver. And whenever you're ready, sir, you can announce your name and piece.
Hello, my name's Oliver. I'm going to be playing The Nightingale by Catherine Fisher and Isaiah Fisher.
I think you played it for me last week. I really like this piece. It just has such a nice feel to it. It was you, right? You played for me last week?
I wasn't here last week.
Oh, maybe 2 weeks ago? Was it 2 weeks ago?
I've never played this piece before. I don't think.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I
Seems
heard somebody. Maybe I heard somebody else. I think Dr. Justin assigned it to somebody else last week, and I just remember thinking, I like this piece. I think it was the first time I heard it last week. But good job. This is really well learned. Awesome. You guys have all, every time you learn this piece, this has been really done well. You guys did great with your teacher. Okay, we'll come back to it in a second, how to get it better in the second half. Let's move forward to Ashrita. There she is.
The Titanic first page, memorize.
Okay. Okay, very nice. Let's clap it up for her. And no, for sure, I've heard this, right? You played it for me before?
I played the first 2 lines.
Yeah, you had just gotten started. When was that?
I think it was last week.
Yeah, well done. Again, you guys are all coming along nicely. This was good for a whole week. You got all of that learned. Yeah, we'll come back to it in the second half, but for now, just hold on. Good job. Let me pass over to Grace.
Hi, my name is Grace, and I'm going to be playing Something to Believe in.
All right, let's clap it up for her. Very clean. And also, we did hear that last week as well. But this is so much better this week, of course. Um, it's cool to hear these repeat performances and how they've improved over the week or so. All right, let's pass it over to Miss Dudson, Miss Ella. Where is she? Oh, there she is. All right, Miss Ella, whenever you're ready, you can announce your name and piece.
My name is Ella. I'm going to be playing Owen to Tail.
All right, very nice performance. This is a CM piece. Well done. Let's clap it up for her. We're going to hear lots and lots of performances of this piece this coming year. So well done on that. Was that memorized?
No, not yet.
Not memorized yet. Okay, just no worries. Just checking in on that. All right, moving forward, we've got Oliver Yu playing the Spanish guitar. I don't think I've heard this piece. Let me pass it over to him. Where? Oh, there he is. Whenever you're ready, Oliver, you can announce your name and piece.
My name is Oliver, and I'm going to be playing Spanish guitar.
Okay. Round of applause. This is an interesting piece. I think this comes from the ABRSM or like Trinity series. I don't know where this is from. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it's from the Trinity series. Okay, very nice. I liked hearing that piece. Good job on that. Nice performance. We're gonna come back to you. We got one more performer here. The last performer is Mr. Andrew. Let me pass over to Andrew.
Hello, my name is Andrew, and I'm going to be playing Sonatina in G by Ludwig van Beethoven. Also, I have a question. Do I do repeats or no?
Thank you for asking. On this performance seminar and on any CM recordings or any recordings that you submit, we don't do any repeats.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for asking. All right. Not bad. This is a very difficult piece. I'm not sure if is this one of the CM pieces you're doing this year?
I think so.
Yeah, I must be for like level 3 or so. Okay. Really nice job on this. We'll definitely talk about it in the second half, but for now, let's keep moving forward into the second half. We'll come back to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oliver, yes, you can. Thank you for asking. All right, let's go ahead and go to Oliver Chen first, who is our earliest stage student. So one of the things that we talked about last week in this piece specifically was the opening move that happens in this piece. So it does start in a stretch position, but that's not necessarily a move because you're starting in a stretch position right here, right? So let's see, can Oliver help us or anybody help us? Once we get past this first two measures and we get into this third measure, there's a move that happens right here. Does everyone see it? This is going to be the left hand, and I'll mark the left hand with lavender or left. Meanwhile, I'll mark the right hand with red, right, red. What is the name of the move in the circle? Anybody can answer? Oliver Chen.
I think it's a cross.
Cross, it's like part of the entire answer. It's like you got like 33% of the, wait, yeah, 33% of the answer. Cross is one of the words. I feel like we're doing like what is it called? Wheel of Fortune. Um, so cross what? We need something more than just cross. Anybody want to help? Try it with your hands. Put finger 5 in the left hand on very low C, on low C. Right hand finger 1 is going to be bass C. And then once you finish this section in the red, your left hand does what? What is that? Andrew V,
It shifts to the treble clef.
which is called a what?
I mean,
A what? Grace?
A crossover.
Crossover is 66% of the answer. So we've got most of the answer, but we're missing what is crossing over. Is it a finger is crossing over? What's happening here? You guys should do it. Or actually, look, Oliver can demonstrate it for us. Show us, Oliver. Yeah. What's his hand doing? His hand is crossing over. So the answer is hand crossover. Don't want to go take too long on that. Can you guys all try it? So pinky finger 5 in the left hand is on bass, or sorry, low C. Right hand is on bass C. And then you put your pinky to middle C in the left hand. And that process is called a hand crossover. All right, we'll have somebody play it. You guys don't have to play all of the notes, but just at least play the C's for us. So you'll play C with your pinky in the left hand. Oh yeah, Oliver, do you want to show us? Show us, Oliver.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then go on. Right there. Everyone see that? How he crossed over? Okay, good. So that's our first move of the day. And it's not a super common move, but it does happen in piano. And when it does happen, we want to make sure we understand that it's happening. Okay, so let's go ahead and the door, the door, close the door, close it. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the next piece here. All right, let's take a look at this next one. So Ashrita played a cool piece. This is a pretty requested piece. And one of the things that you did really well, Ashrita, which I was very happy with how that came, was you got your left hand to do all of these movements. And I want everyone to notice these movements. So how does she move? What are these movements called here? You can try it. Pinky on bass C. You guys should know the name of these moves here. Guess it's really good that we go over these since you guys don't know. And what you want to describe is what happens between these squares. So between these squares, what is happening? Nobody knows. Okay. All right. Put your pinky on bass C. Everyone put your pinky on bass C, and then notice what happens. All of a sudden, in the very next measure, you have to put your pinky on a different note. So what is that called when you put your pinky on one note and then you put your pinky on a different note? The name of that move is called a what? Grace. Grace? Shift. Yes. Come on, guys. You guys should know this by now. These are usually what you learn in the first few months of piano. So if you haven't learned about a shift yet, that's a symbol that we use. Maybe you saw a different symbol or something like that, but it's a shift, right? Okay, and what happens in the very next set? Oh, Ashrita's not even here. What happened? She must have lost her internet. What happens in the very next measure? No? It's called a shift back. So we're gonna shift back again. I'll leave a note for everyone's teacher because you guys seem super confused about pretty basic things. So I'm a little bit worried. Normally there's a good amount of participation. Can you guys hear me okay? You can hear me okay, right? You just don't know what shifts are? A shift is where you move your hand from one position to the next, just over. Okay. Okay, then we did shift up, shift to the right and left. Okay. Okay, Grace's piece has like a ton of moves. We won't go over all of them. Well, let's take a look at a couple of these, and I figured we would go over this one. Where is it? Yeah, right here. You guys should be able to answer this. If you can't answer this, I'm getting concerned. What is the name of the move that happens here? In the right hand, so finger 2, and there is a key signature in here. So if you look, we have C sharp here. Grace, I know you know the answer. Andrew,
A crossover?
can you try it and just double check what you're saying? I know that you know the correct answer. I just want you to try it because I think you'll once you try it, you'll realize that it's something not that. So what is it?
Yeah, crossover.
So you put your thumb over your third finger?
Right.
So this is good. We should have this conversation. A crossover is where you literally cross over another finger. I think it's extremely unlikely that you're putting your thumb over your third finger in the right hand. If you are, that I want to see it. I'm very curious. You have very interesting hands. All right, so what is it called? What's the opposite of crossover? Maybe somebody can help him.
A cross under?
Cross under. Yeah, this is a cross under. Because your thumb goes under, right? Yeah. I think you just misspoke. Maybe you got a little bit confused. That happens. No worries. So this is a cross under, and it goes looks like that. Looks kind of like a little bow right there. Okay, one more move on Grace's piece. What happens from here to here? Let me just take her off of attendance because she left for some reason. I'm not sure what happened. It's just so she can play that again. All right. What is the name of that move? That's pretty easy. Same note, different finger. What's that called? Nobody knows? All right, Grace, can you help us out?
Finger switch.
Finger switch, and we're going up here. So this is a finger switch up. Finger switch up. Can everyone try that? So finger 3 is on A. Then you're going to put finger 1 on A. And you should be able to do that with your eyes closed. You shouldn't need your eyes to be open in order to do that move. And that's the cool thing about a finger switch is it's a type of shift that you can do without looking, which is really valuable because there are many times in piano where we can't actually look at our hands. We don't have the availability to do that. So we did cross under and finger switch. Cool. All right. Let's keep moving forward. The third person, Ella. Lots of movement here. You had a pretty rare movement that I do want to go over. You might not even know this because I'm not sure if everyone teaches it this way, but this is actually what is happening here. What's the movement that you need to do in this stretch position? It is a stretch position, but what's the movement that you need to do in order to get into that stretch position? Anybody know? Play that, and you'll notice that you have to do something because of where your thumb needs to go. Try it. This is treble clef, so finger 2 is on E in the left hand, just above middle C. Finger 5 is on A, just below middle C. And your third finger is going to go to D and F sharp with your thumb on F sharp. And because your thumb has to go to F sharp, what is the name of that move? Notice what your hand is doing. Analyze your hand. See how your hand is doing it. I see some of you not doing it. So make sure everyone's trying. At least try. And Ella, even though it's your piece, I don't think you know the answer, but try. Notice what your hand has to do. When you play that, what is your left hand doing? Andrew?
It shifts back.
Oh, that was very close. You had the right idea. You mean forward, right? Like forward, right? Because it has to get to the black keys. And then you're right. If you're talking about the very next group, it does have to shift back. So good job to deduce that. And that's not even your piece. So good job. It shifts forward and it has to shift back. Why does your thumb have to shift forward? What if it doesn't shift forward? What if I don't want to shift my thumb forward? What happens? What's the reason why we must shift our hand forward? Our whole hand has to shift forward for what reason? Yeah, Andrew?
Because then the notes will be like wrongly played.
Yeah, you just play the wrong notes. You have to get your thumb forward And the way that the piano works is that the anatomy of the piano, the F sharp or all the black keys are forward on the piano. So if you don't shift forward, then you won't ever get to that note. Okay. So let's take a picture of that. That's forward and back, shifting forward and back. That's not such a common thing. I don't think, did you know that, Ella? Do you want to write it in your score since you have that new information now and you can talk about it with Dr. Eileen so that you have that shift forward and back. And the reason why we shift forward and back is because of the black keys and we're specifically using our thumb. Okay, moving forward to Oliver Yu. Yep, he's back. Okay, welcome back. Lots and lots of movements. This is a difficult piece. You did a really good job with this. The one area where I thought we could help you was when you were playing these scales. You did a good job of getting the scales. One thing that you can do, this is a slightly higher level thing, is in order to get these dynamics, and this is more to do with body movement instead of necessarily hand movement. When you want to make a crescendo, and this is for everybody, if you want to make a crescendo, what must your hands do? Anybody can answer this question. In order to make a crescendo, your hands must do blank. You can feel there's a couple of good answers to this. Anybody can answer. For example, your hands must get heavier. Your hands must get lighter. Your hands must stay the same. It's one of those three.
Uh, well, I guess well, as you're saying, you can't play really hard, otherwise it starts too loud and there's nowhere to go up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so your hands must get heavier is what you're trying to imply here, right? Not immediately, but over
Yeah.
time, your hands must get heavier. How can we make our hands heavier gradually? Anyone know? Think about this. I want you to think about this. It's very hard to do it with just your hand. There's a very clever way of doing it without having to think so hard. Anybody know?
We can like shift our body weight to it.
Yes. You could just lean forward. So if you ever tried it, just lean slowly forward, like creep slowly forward with your body weight. Your hand will get heavier. Your hand will get heavier no matter what, right? Because you're putting weight onto your hand. A good analogy is when you're in the pool and you're pushing off the edge of the pool into the main part of the pool. You've got to push all your weight to your hands and push off of the wall. That's the opposite of what we're talking about now. Now we're talking about leaning in. But in order to play softer, you can also lean out. Using your body weight, Oliver, you can get a much better sound in here instead of relying purely on your hands. I don't think you're using much body weight, and the piano that you're using will respond really well to leaning in and leaning out. So I encourage you, if you want to write that down, that was my number one recommendation, not just for there, but all other relevant areas. So lean in and lean out. That's the best way to get a crescendo, to increase the weight on our arms and our hands. Okay, that will for sure come out in the future for everyone else as well. As a last point here, Andrew, you had so many difficult things that you did. One thing that I wanted to contribute to your playing, and we don't need to go over this as a group, but I'll just tell you really quick. Be careful to not rush certain beats. This has a dance quality to it, and you want to make sure that you get the emphasis on 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't feel that that happened at all. So if I were to assess this as a CM piece, my immediate response to this performance would have been, we need to have the pulse. And right now the pulse is empty. So you're kind of just playing all the right notes and it's a good draft. But to get this to be better, we need to feel the dance pulse of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can get that by practicing where you put the weight on the hand. So it's kind of a similar comment to what I was just talking about with Oliver. Okay, so try to see if you can increase or decrease the weight on certain beats, and then you can do that through using your body weight or shifting your body weight in certain moments. Okay, so kind of a similar comment, but it in a different context because yours is more of a dance, whereas he was working more on crescendo and decrescendo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to go too far past the timeline. So you guys are all set. Thank you so much for your focus, and I'll see you soon. Take care.